Cash is absolutely critical in our society and in our economy. Cash matters, and it matters because so many different people rely on cash for inclusion. They rely on cash for choice. They rely on cash to purchase the essentials of life, and cash is necessary to ensure basic resilience in our society and our economy when digital systems fail, as inevitably they do from time to time. Now, let's just rewind to when Labor put out the consultation paper on cash. That proposed a far broader cash mandate than Labor actually brought into the parliament with the instrument that this debate seeks to disallow. So Labor watered down its own original proposal, and as a result, they've presented to this parliament a cash mandate that is extremely narrow in scope. And the Greens will vote to disallow this instrument because it would force the government back to the table to introduce a cash mandate that was more broad and would provide greater protections and a broader mandate for the use of cash in our society. It would have done, except for one thing, and that is the speech we just heard from the Leader of Opposition Business in the Senate. The Liberals are letting the government off the hook. What you could have done was vote for this disallowance today and force the government back to the table to bring in an appropriate mandate on cash that was far more broad in scope to the one that they're currently proposing. And the reason they're not going to be forced back to the table is because the opposition have squibbed it. The very reason the cash is not going to be mandated for things like data, for things like communication services, for things like energy bills is because the Liberals backed down and squibbed it today. So when people contact us, and boy are the emails flowing on this issue, I can tell you, you can be very sure we'll be explaining exactly why the Greens supported this disallowance to force the government back to the table and bring in a far more broad mandate on cash, and we'll be explaining exactly why the government is not being forced back to the table, and that is the opposition completely squibbed it.
Authorised by J. McCall, Australian Greens, Canberra.